Hi everyone! On behalf of Rainbow Loom, this is Angelynn, formerly known as TutorialsByA here on YouTube, and today I'm so excited to be showing you all how to create this butterfly charm. I've had so much fun choosing all of the different colorways for these, and I know you'll have fun too. This is an intermediate level design. It does have some high tension portions, which you'll want to make sure to use high quality bands for to ensure that you don't have any bands snapping or breaking. So before we get started, I just wanted to give a heads up that this is a 2-loom design just because of the width of this. And in this video, I'll be using my Duo Combo Kit, which is linked in the description box below if you'd like to shop it. Today, I'm so excited to be using my Rainbow Loom Duo Combo Kit. This is the Jewel Collection one, which has these really cool metallic bands. And it also comes with 2 looms, which we'll need both of today to create this butterfly charm. In addition to the 2 looms, you'll also need a hook. I'll be using this green one here that comes in the kit, and you'll also need 37 total rubber bands. Alright, so I've counted out my bands, and now we're going to put our 2 looms together. So you can use either the original Rainbow Loom or the Rainbow Loom 2.0 like I have here. Either way, you'll just want to make sure that you connect them side by side. So to do it with the 2.0 here, I'm going to take the loom on the right side and slip it onto these little notches here that are on the left side. And push down to secure. And there we go, we've connected our 2 looms together. I like to start placing my bands onto the loom with the loom in the upside down position. So right now I have it right side up with the number 1 pointing here, but I'm going to rotate it 180 degrees like this. So now I have this arrow at the bottom that says number 2. If you're using the original Rainbow Loom, you'll want your loom's arrows to be pointing down. Now you can also tell with my pins that they are in an upside down U orientation. This will be the same for both the original and the 2.0 of the Rainbow Loom. And that's how we know that our loom is oriented correctly to start. So once you've ensured that, we can now place our bands, and we'll start by placing the gold bands here. For this, I'll be using black. We'll only be using about this much of the loom here, so you don't have to start at the very top, but make sure you don't start too far down either. So for me, I'm gonna start by taking my first color for the body here, the gold part, and I have 1 band. I'm gonna place it vertically right here. So 2 empty pins above on the top and 2 empty pins on the right here. And as you can see, the loom center is this kind of gutter right here, and I placed this just to the right of the gutter. So make sure you don't put this any further over to the right because we won't be able to have space to put our wing bands on later. So once I've placed that 1 single band, I'm going to take 2 at a time now of the same color and create a single chain going down. So there's 2 right there. I have 2 more here that are going to go below, and then my last set of 2 will go below that. So there's our body, and now we'll start placing our wing bands. The first bands that we'll place for the wings are going to be this blue portion here. Today I'll be using hot pink for this, and now we'll take 1 band at a time for the rest of this project. So 1 band, I'm going to go on this second pin here from the top of our body, and I'm going to go up to the left, and then we'll do that 1 more time, diagonally up to the left. Now we'll go down, and then down 1 more time. Next, we'll connect this to the body, so we're going to go here and then here with 1 band at a time. So 1 band here, and then 1 more band this way, like that. And now we'll do the same exact thing to the right side. So we'll go in this shape here with 1 band at a time. And then to close this off, we'll meet back in the middle right here. Like that. So here's what my loom looks like right now. And now we're going to outline the bottom set of wings here. So this hot pink portion right here. So I bumped my camera. And for this, I'll be using this purple color. So 1 band at a time again. I'm gonna place 1 going diagonally here. So from the center pin where the pinks met, I'll go down diagonally that way. And then 1 more time in that same direction. And then we'll go down here, like that, And then we'll connect this back to the body by going from here diagonally to the bottom of the body. So now we've done the left side, and I'm going to do the same thing to the right side, diagonally down here, and then another one in the same direction. Then we'll go diagonally here, and then our last one will be to close this off and connect it back to the body. So here's where I'm at on my loom now. And your loom should look like this. Now I'm gonna push everything down just to make room for our next set of bands. So next I'm going to add my gold bands here, which I'm using for this green portion at the tops of the wings here. So I'm going to take one band at a time again, and I'm gonna go vertically on the left, right here from this empty center pin up, and then we can do the same thing on the right side. So we've got these two vertical bands here, and then I'm gonna go from that same center pin diagonally outwards here, and then we'll do the same thing on the right side. Center pin here, diagonally outwards to this top pin here. Save these two bands, and we're gonna move on to our next color for the center of the top wings here, which here I use clear, and I'll be using this clearish yellow color for this. So I'm gonna continue on and making kind of a spiral here, like that. So we have kind of a starburst pattern if you've ever made the starburst bracelet. So I'm gonna go diagonally here, vertically. Make sure your bands don't get out of order. Then diagonally this way. And then diagonally up to here. So now we have this kind of 6-spoke type of shape. And I apologize if you hear any background noise. I think my upstairs neighbors are building furniture. So we're gonna do the same thing to the other side here. Looks like I miscounted, so I'm gonna grab one more band. So we're gonna do the same thing, and we're gonna move in this clockwise direction now. So I'll start with my first one being here. My next band is going vertically here. Then here. And then our last one is going this way up to here. So here's where I'm at now on my loom. And onto our two center pins here on the left and the right wing, where all of these 6 outwards bands kind of converge in the center, we are going to add a cap band to each one with our remaining of these 2 bands here of this color. So I'm going to take one band at a time, and I'm going to loop this around the center pin 3 times. So here's my first one, twist, around a second time, twist, and then a third time. Just like that, and we'll do the same thing to the left side right here. So wrap around once, twist, twice, twist, and then a third time. So we have our 2 cap bands here placed on these 2 center pins of the top wings, and now we'll move on to our last set of bands for our bottom wings. So the first one here is going to be placed going from this bottom center pin up diagonally like that. Same thing on the other side. Then we're going to place one going from this top pin down 1. And then the same thing on the right side. Top pin here, down 1. So you kind of have like a letter M shape right here. Push these bands down, and to the points here of the M on the left and the right sides, we are going to add another cap band onto each one of these with our remaining 2 bands. So same thing, we'll loop these around 3 times. So one band here, I'm going around once, twist, twice, twist, and then a third time. And then on the left side here, doing the same thing, once, twist, twice, twist, and then a third time. So at this point, we've placed all of our rubber bands down now, and this is what my loom looks like. So ensure that your loom looks just like this, and if so, then we can begin the looming process. Now to start looming, since we started with our loom's orientation being upside down, which means the pins here have an upside down U shape, and the arrow at the bottom here says the number 2, this means that we don't need to rotate our loom anymore to start looming. So I'm going to take my hook, and with our butterfly shape here, we are going to start with the green bands here, and then we'll move up to here. So with the green bands first, I'm going to start on the right side. I'm going to go inside of my cap band here, which remember this is 3 layers, and I'm going to grab this vertical band right here. So going inside, you'll have to swoop your hook around just a little bit to grab that. Pull it off the pin, and then place it on to the pin below. We'll do that to this one right here as well. So go inside of the cap band again, grab this next band, and move this band over into the center right here. Now pushing this down, I'm going to go to this other cap band here on the opposite side, and we're going to do the same thing, moving this first band vertically down and this one diagonally down here. So I'm going to go inside of the cap band, and you'll have to scoop your hook around to the right side again, or the left side if you prefer. Sorry, I keep bumping my camera. And we're going to remove this from the pin and hook this downwards to this bottom pin here. Now for the next band, this will go from here over to the right, like that. And now we've finished looming the bottom bands, or the bottom inner bands for the wings here. Now moving on to the top ones, I'll start on the right side again, and we are going to go in a counterclockwise motion for this portion of the starburst here. So I have these bands here, the clear and the gold here that we'll be hooking, and the first ones are going to be the clear ones here, and then we'll move our way around this way. So going inside of the cap band, we have 3 layers here, and I'm going inside, grabbing the first layer here that's clear, and I'll loom this over to that top left pin. Scoot down a little here, and then we're going to go counterclockwise. So the next one is going to be this next band here below. Next we have this vertical band, which you'll need to go inside the cap band and kind of scoop around to grab that one. Then we have this diagonal one here. And now our last 2 bands are going to be these 2 gold ones here. So this is going to be our next one. And then our last one is going to be this vertical one here. Like that. Now that we've finished this right side portion, we'll move over to the left side. We'll start with this clear band right here, and we'll move clockwise this time, down through the clear, and then up to these 2 gold ones here. So I'll go in through the cap band first. Remember, it's 3 layers, and I'll grab the 4th one, which is my first clear layer, and hook this over to the top right. Now we're moving clockwise. My next one here, I'll grab from the side. Then my last one here will go vertically, like that. So at this point, your loom should look like this. And now we'll hook the borders, starting with the purple, and then we'll go up to the pink, and then lastly we'll do the body. So starting at this bottom center pin right here, we'll start with looming the border, and I'll start with this purple band right here, and we'll go down this way up for the right, and then opposite for the left. So going in through here, I'm going through all of these green layers and pushing them back with the back of my hook, and then I'm grabbing the next layer, which is purple, and then I'll move this over down to that bottom right pin. Now I'll go in through here, grab the next band, move this up there. Next one here. And then lastly, I'll go in through all of these layers, grab the very bottom one, and hook this to the center pin right there. So now that we've done that, I'm going to go and do the same thing to the left side. So going in through all of these green layers and pushing them back, I'm going to grab the next layer, which is purple, and hook this down to this pin right here. Sorry, I'm looking through my camera half the time and then back at my loom, and it kind of makes it a little funky while I'm looming. Now we'll do this next pin here, up to this top left right here, in through here, grabbing the bottom one, going there, and then our last one will be this band going here. And some of these have higher tension on them, so just pull slowly so you try not to break any bands that way. And now we're going to move on to the pink portion here, starting with the right side again, and then we'll go over to the left. So this pin right here is where we ended with our last purple bands going onto this pin. So in through here we go again, pushing these backwards, all the purple layers, and then grabbing the next layer after the purple, which is the top pink band. Just gonna go over to the right. Then I'll continue with this pink chain that I have here, going in through all of the layers and making sure I'm grabbing that very bottom pink band. Feel free to pause or slow the video down if you need more time. And now for this very last one, this is going to move down into this center pin here. Like that. So here's my loom, and we'll do the same thing to the left side. So going in through all these purple layers and grabbing this next pink one, I'm going to move this up to the left here and continue on with this chain. And then this here is going to go down. Like that. So here's my loom now, and our last step is to loom these black bands here all the way up. So I'm going to start at the very bottom here, and I'm going to reach in through all of these green bands, push them back, and grab the bottom two layers, because those are my two black bands. Remember, we put 2 bands at a time for a portion of these black bands here. I'm going to loom these above, and then we'll keep going down the line. Alright, so now for our very last band, this single band right here. This one we're going to go in through all of the layers here on this second to top pin in the middle and grab this black band, and we're going to pull very slowly and carefully because this one is very prone to breaking due to all the tension here. And if yours does happen to break, you can remove this from the loom by just inserting your hook into here and then removing everything and hold all of those bands onto this hook, and then you can take a single rubber band later and pull it through all of these layers by hand with your hook. So here's what my loom looks like now, and I'm going to pull this bottom layer of this top pin. I'm reaching in from the outside, not going in through here, but I'm going from the outside here, and I'm just going to flip this over so we have a slip knot right there. And then you can gently give this a tug if you would like, but very slowly and carefully so you don't break anything. And I'm not even going to pull mine all the way yet because I'm just going to wait so I don't break anything. So now we're ready to take this off of the loom, but first just make sure that your loom looks like this and you've gone through all of the steps to loom your butterfly. And now we'll take this off of our loom. Alright, so I've taken everything off except for this top pin right here, the top 2 I guess, and I'm going to hold on to this slip knot as I remove the rest of these bands, so that way I don't lose anything since I didn't tie my slip knot all that tight. And now we want to give this a good stretch all around to even out the tension of all those rubber bands, and this just helps make your final project look a little bit more refined and more like a butterfly. And here we go, we have our finished butterfly charm. Thanks so much for watching this tutorial on how to create this butterfly charm. I really hope you enjoyed it, and if you did, be sure to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to our YouTube channel for more fun tutorials like this. If you haven't already followed us on our social media sites, they're linked in the description box below, and you can find us at this username right here. And we'd love to see your rainbow loom creations, so be sure to post them to the hashtag rainbow loom and tag us in your caption and photo. The rainbow loom duo combo kit that I used today is tagged in the description box box below, so if you'd like to purchase it, be sure to check that out. And again, thanks so much for watching this tutorial, and I look forward to seeing you in our next YouTube video. Bye!